Imperial Oil to write down up to $1.2 billion, no longer plans to develop significant portion of Alberta assets, CBC.ca. Housing growth. Auto loans drive up demand for credit in third quarter. Equifax, Business News, Castanet.net. Parks Canada announces new COVID-19 restrictions. Banff Council votes to extend mask bylaw. Calgary Herald. TD Bank (TSX) TD stock. Should you buy before Q4 earnings? The Motley Fool Canada. Braid. Moderna boss won't push Canada aside in rush for COVID-19 vaccine. Calgary Herald. Is Exxon's dividend too high to justify? Oilprice.com. Airlines disappointed by the lack of a bailout plan in federal fiscal update. CBC.ca. Asian shares open higher following stellar month of gains. Reuters. Minnesota regulators approve final permit for Enbridge Energy's Line 3 pipeline. CBC.ca. Elon Musk dubbed as industry newsmaker of the year in All Stars Awards. Tesla.